So, you want to learn how to make a woman wildly obsessed with you, huh? Is that really what you want? I'm guessing it is. That's why you clicked the video. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to make any woman wildly obsessed with you. Now, a couple prerequisites. Number 1, this is not good guy game. This is not about you being a good guy. For some of you, you are going to debate if this is something that you want to do when it comes to each and every tactic, and you are going to have to decide these things for yourself. So, how you feel about it, if you view it as good or bad, does not make it any less true. So, my job here is just to tell you what works. Okay, my job here is just to tell you the truth. You can decide if you want to use these things inside of your own relationships, but that right there is a discussion that you need to have with yourself. Nevertheless, it doesn't make anything that I'm saying any less true if you think some of these are bad things to use. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. Okay. 5 ways to make any woman wildly obsessed with you. Now, the second prerequisite for this requires a strong mind. Okay, this is not for weak men who need constant female validation. This requires your mind to be very strong, because some of these strategies that I'm about to tell you, you are going to sit there and you're going to say, well, if I really like her and I do this, am I going to risk her walking away and losing the relationship? And here's the thing, guys, you have to understand this. You can never ask yourself that, because no matter what you do, even if you think you're doing everything perfect, even if you think you're doing everything textbook right, there's still a chance that she could leave at any time, even if you're not doing these things. So keep that in mind, okay? Your mind will play tricks on you, and your emotions will tell you that something feels uncomfortable, which might make you not want to do it. But here's what you have to remember is a lot of times your emotions might lead you in the wrong direction. These are the 5 things, okay? The first way to make any woman wildly obsessed with you, where she really wants you, is a 10 to 14 day ghost of no contact for no reason at all after months of seeing each other. I'm going to say that one more time. A 10 to 14 day ghost of you going no contact for absolutely no reason at all after months of seeing each other. Now, if you have the strength and emotional fortitude to do this, especially if you really like her, you have to understand that in her mind, this is going to create all kinds of emotions. Literally all kinds of emotions. She's going to sit there and ask herself, did he find somebody else? Did he find somebody more attractive? Does he not like me anymore? Did I do something wrong? She might even start to call you and text you a lot. You might even get a text message that says like, oh, what do I need to do to fix this? Something like that. This is going to create all kinds of emotions. So that's number 1. If you have the strength and emotional resiliency to go a 10 to 14 day ghost of no contact after seeing each other for months for no reason at all, you have a very strong mind, because most guys are not able to do that. So that's number 1. Number 2. Now, the second strategy that you can use in order to make a woman very obsessed with you would be always comparing her to your ex-girlfriend, okay? If you start to always compare her, how she acts, her mannerisms, if you compare her behavior to your ex-girlfriend, you're going to create a lot of potential feelings of jealousy inside of her mind. Here's what I mean by that. If you start to weave in these things, or you start to say things that your ex-girlfriend would do. So if you say things like, oh, back in the day, my ex would make chicken Alfredo or lasagna every single Saturday for dinner, and it was so good. Some days I really think about that. If you start saying things like that, every Friday night, my ex would make XYZ for dinner. Okay, that's going to weave in thoughts of comparison into her mind. Some other things that you could say is like, every single day when my ex would come home from work, she would always say, hi, lover, and she would give me a huge hug. Right, if you start weaving these things in from your past, that right there is going to create so many thoughts of comparison in her mind. She's going to say, well, how do I measure up? Am I measuring up the right way compared to how he was treated in the past? And if your ex-girlfriend was very beautiful, that's going to really create those feelings of jealousy, because you have to remember, women want what other women want, and women want to keep what other women want, and women want what other women have. So by you saying these things, she's going to think that you automatically had something that had sentimental value, or something that had a very strong bond and connection in that relationship between you and her. Okay, so that's number 2. Now, let's dive into number 3, okay? Number 3, if you say this, you are not a nice person, but I'm still here to tell you the truth of what works. If you say this, once again, I'm telling you, you are not a nice person. Number 3, if you say, you know I love you, even though you're distant all the time, once again, so many emotions are going to be created. I will say this one more time. Now keep in mind, the tonality has to be on point. The delivery has to be on point. If you look at her, and let's say you guys don't even spend a lot of time together, or let's say you're ignoring a lot of her text messages or her calls, and she's constantly trying to see you, and you say, you know I love you. Ugh, you know I love you, right? So many emotions are going to be created. She's going to say, does he actually love me? Does he not love me? Does he actually love me? Does he not love me? Does he view me as a long-term companion? Does he not? What is this? Where is this going? Do I see a future with this guy? Does he see a future with me? Well, he sure acts like he sees a future with me when he says these things, but he definitely doesn't act like he sees a future with me based on his behavior every single day, because he's never around very much. What's going on? He must be higher value than all the other guys in my inbox who want to take me out every single day of the week. All these other guys want to take me out every single night of the week, and this guy doesn't. Okay, so that's number 3. You know I love you. If you say those things, those soft words create a lot of emotion, she'll be drawn to that. But only if it's not true. If it's true and you actually love her, you're probably going to get left, because now that difference in SMV, in dating value, is no longer there, and now she loses attraction. That's number 3. Number 4, you start to remove the affection when you guys are sleeping together. Okay, so let's say you and her are sleeping together. In the beginning, you're kissing all the time. Oh, I love you so much, kissing all the time, and then slowly it's just gone. Now, you don't just stop all the kissing and intimacy right away. It has to be gradual, but you slowly remove it. That's number 4. When you slowly remove that affection, she's going to think that you're losing interest in her. Okay? And then number 5, like I said, if you use this, you're not a nice guy. You're not a good guy. If you use this, you are not nice. But I'm going to tell you, number 5, you want to start to leave hypergamous clues about your potential financial future without ever talking about work or money directly. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. You start to leave hypergamous clues about your financial future without ever talking about work or money directly. So you never want to tell a woman how much money you make. You never want to tell her anything like that. Like, oh yeah, just made a bunch of money signing this new client this week, or, just did this big real estate deal and it costs this much and I'm going to make this much. You don't want to do anything like that. But you want to leave hypergamous clues of your financial future without ever talking about work or finances. So what would that look like? Let's say there's a brand new book on your desk and it's about investing. Let's say you nonchalantly weave into the conversation, yeah, I just bought this brand new mentorship or this brand new program that teaches me everything about software or coding, or, I think I want to add this skill to my career. I want to add this skill. Notice it's skill-based, it's dedication-based, it's time-based. When she sees you're reading the book, you're putting in that dedication in your free time, especially if she really likes you. Especially if you guys have been seeing each other for a while, she's going to say, wow, he's going somewhere. Now here's the catch. You do this without ever giving a relationship. So it's like if you're seeing her for a few months and then all of a sudden there's this brand new investing book right on your desk. Oh yeah. She's going to say, wow, I really like him. He's attractive. He's hot. Oh, and there's a chance he might be able to take care of me. Oh, wow, I think I found myself a winner. Okay, if you use these 5 things, you're not a nice person. But what I told you doesn't make it any less true. You are going to have to decide for your own morals and values what you would like to use, and that's that. Hit the like button. Join us inside of our community. We're at over 1,800 members. I'm helping these guys learn, understand, and master the language of women. I believe I've created the most elaborate classroom possible when it comes to teaching you about female nature and actually helping have real impact in your dating life. I want you to check out what I made. It's in my description. I know that you'll love it, and I know just how amazing it is because I have over 1,800 guys in there for a reason. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.